God damn, dude.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Stream should be beginning shortly.
Would you like a cookie for that?
I'm just letting you know that it's about to start from Memphis.
Memphis, Indiana.
Welcome to Memphis International Raceway for the Graceland 200, presented by something Elvis-like. Peanut butter and banana sandwiches, that was his thing, right?
Mayo, I believe.
No, that's Dale Jr.
Yeah, same difference.
I hate to break it to you, but Dale Jr. and Elvis are not the same.
Well, I'm aware of that because Elvis lives with Dale Sr. in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We've been through this.
Wow, that was, I forgot about that gentleman start your engines that 2003 has. That's one of the worst ones. And we roll off.
This thing on.
Drive on.
Your pole sitter, Dave Daniels, on the outside, Rod Weston. Second row, Reno Jackson and Ziggy Moonglow. I'm not doing the whole grid because I just don't care right now. You can spot your favorites as they come by the cameras. Drivers who failed to make the race include Glenn Kaufman and others. Pace car comes to pit road. And we're Daniels will lead the first lap, followed by Reno Jackson in the 77 car. Grant Lyde pulls into third. Painter and Daniels battling for fifth. Painter with the inside will probably get it here down the front stretch. And Painter gets the spot off into turn 1. Wide taking a look for the inside. Second place. He's going to get the spot from Reno Jackson. Jackson mounting a challenge to get that spot back. As Daniels is checked out to about a half-second lead. Which continues to grow, now over 3/4 of a second. Steve Vinkman locked in a battle for the 8th spot, which will now become a battle for the 9th spot. A pair of fine-looking Dodge Intrepids battling for the 9th spot. And Inkman will clear him to hold on to the spot. Costello and Cheeseman fighting now for what appears to be the 12th spot. It looks like Cheeseman's going to pull ahead here in 1 and 2. Molitor Hill's going to try to follow him through. Hill just looking to get a bumper here into turn 3. Costello charges the outside. He ends up back alongside Cheeseman. Ron Stout going to look 3 wide on here down the front stretch. We go 3 wide into turn 1. Ron Stout trying to get 2 for 1 there. Armstrong's going to follow him. A little contact there. We're still 3 wide. Who would have thought you could stay 3 wide this long at this small of a track? Stella just stuck on the outside of 3. Is he finally going to get clear here? Finally gets into just 1 car to his inside. But still fading back through the field. He needs to get back in the groove. Now getting passed by Cristiano De Sa in the 18 car. Adam Beresford dives in behind. Also going to force him to the high side. This car is just going backwards right now. He's about to drop out of the top 20. Even more cars jump into his inside. He's just on a freight train to nowhere. Sure, that's a turn of phrase. That'll make sense, right? And now Moorhead takes inside on him. He just cannot get that thing down to the bottom. Got to get frustrating to get pinned on the outside like that. Now Brandon Rains to his inside. Might get a hole behind him. Needs to try to find a way back down here, but he's going to be stuck on the outside of Reigns. He just gets a better run into the 3, but it doesn't really translate to a run off. You might just want to give up that run into 3 to get down to the bottom. I feel like that blimp might be going a little too fast. Problem for the 51 of Charles White, that car is real slow around turn 2. Looking for the bottom of the track. That thing is crawling to a stop in the middle of the backstretch. Will he get it to pit lane? We're still green, but he is crawling down the backstretch as the leader goes by. I think he's just going to get it back to the pit lane. Are we going to stay green? '51 limps into the pit lane. He's past the commit point. And somewhere in all this racing, Chauncey Redman has lost a lap. Must have been an issue on that car that we missed. It's the 51 just trundles into the pit lane. He is doing 13 miles an hour as he crosses the pit entry line. Already 2 down. We'll see if they even can get this thing to the stall and whether they can get him back into the action. So close. You're almost there. And he gets it into the box. And that car is done for the day. The gearbox sounds like it's failed. So Dave Daniels continues to lead, has about a second over Grant Lyde. Third place, Bobby Farrell, then Reno Jackson, and Jack Painter are your top 5. As the field appears to have gotten decently single file, had to go all the way back to Tony Gunk to find anybody side by side. '80 car tries to get down to the bottom. Let's see if Doug Spark can get to the inside, and he cannot, but he might have a run down the back here. Connor Babel gets forced up out of the group by Troy Torgerson as they battle for the 36th spot. Torgerson now looking for 35th on Brian Lowe. Nice little scrap here at the very back of the field. Torgerson's going to have a look at Spark down into turn 1. And he sails that car off into 1. And he's going to get the position. Yeah, Redman's going to need some yellows to start popping up here if he wants to even get that lap back, much less have any chance here. He's working on losing a second lap here. That blimp is definitely flying too fast. Cristiano de Sa way out of the groove in 3 and 4 that lap. Wonder where Alex is. Oh, and Brian Lowe just blew a motor down the front stretch. He's gonna try to limp it back. There might be some oil coming out of that thing. The attrition taking over early in this race. He should comfortably make it back to the pit lane now. And we'll see if maybe it's just a hose that's come off and they can fix that thing, since it does still seem to be running. Pulls into the attention of the crew. They're going to try to fix it. They're going to put some tires on and see if they can find anything wrong under that hood. Gap at the front has come down. Grant Lyde and Bobby Farrell together have brought it down to just under half a second to Dave Daniels. And I don't think it'll be too much longer before we start talking about lapped traffic. Leaders lapping at a 23. In the back of the field is less than 10 seconds ahead of them, about 14 seconds off. About the closest anybody's been to him since the initial start. Gap sits at about a quarter second now. I think Grant's going to have a look at him here in a lap or two. But that Kingsford Charger looks pretty strong. Getting good power off the corners and able to roll the center pretty well too. He may just be saving some tire. There's no need to have a second gap if half a second's more than enough. But they look awful close together now at the front. Top 3 under a blanket, and Jack Painter trying to close in behind him as well. Painter's been pretty dominant this season, just hasn't necessarily put it together with some bad luck. And it looks like they have pulled the plug on that 23. The motor was in fact dead. That'll be our second retirement from the race. Yeah, they get right up to Daniels, and then he sort of gives it a little bit more go juice and pulls it right back out. Stretched it back to about half a second on him now. Ideally, what he'd like to see is these 3 behind him race each other, so he can go up there and start dealing with the lap traffic without so much pressure on his bumper. This track has levitating trees. I've noticed that testing. Yeah, as they come off the 4, you can just see the back markers entering 1. Won't be too much longer before they're on them. lap times have dropped out about 6/10 from where they started off. So tires are wearing. Wish there was a hotkey just to do what I'm trying to do here. Saw's in a nice little battle back there. Cristiano De Sa, Brandon Rains, Ziggy Nungo, and Phil Parker in a nice little scrap for what looks to be 21st. As they pull up on the 20th place car, they might drag him into this fight. Yeah, Grant's just trying to stay stuck to this bumper. I think he might be waiting for the traffic to become an issue. That's going to be one of the better ways to get around him, is just use a lap car as a pick, force your way through. We're quickly nearing the 1/4 distance. There is no bacon awarded at 1/4 distance. See, last car in the lead lap currently is Stephen Davis, running 39th. He's somehow managed to stay in the top 20 in points, despite having a car that is routinely going around the track in 3rd gear. And it seems like coming to a short track really hasn't made much difference in that lack of power. Got a scrap for looks like 6th place between Cheeseman Armstrong and who is it? Glass or Purdon? Glass. I get those two confused, the 34 and the 36. Don't know why. Yeah, looks like Cheeseman might be fading back here at this stage as we hit 1/4 distance. Daniel seems to have a somewhat comfortable cushion. You can just sort of stretch it back out whenever he needs to. That's a strong car, and I think whoever wins this race, if it ain't him, they're going to have to beat him. Well, obviously, that's how racing works. But he's the one they're going to have to pass. Haven't seen anybody else really come up through the field that looks like they got anything as strong as that 0. But when we get some pit stops, maybe some guys will make adjustments. I'm sure there's some guys out there screaming for a yellow just to get in and get some new tires and take a swing at some adjustments. Yeah, he's checking out on him again. It looks like Farrell's starting to get all over Lied here. He might start thinking about a pass. Well, we could go through the field. It's not a whole lot of terribly exciting racing happening this early, but Dave Daniels continues to lead. He's led since the green flag as we come to start lap 60. That was the long key. What did I hit there? I don't even know what I clicked. Definitely hit the wrong thing there. Running second, Grant Lyde in the number 82 Craftsman Fusion. He's got Bobby Farrell for third all over his bumper right now, but not really showing any signs of actually making a pass. He gets right up there on the bumper and then just sort of rides. I think these guys are trying to save some stuff for the end of this race. Battle for fourth between Dwight York and Jack Painter. Painter in the 33 Call of Duty Toyota. York in the 58 DirecTV Mustang, and JT Armstrong in that 5 car, right on the back bumper of both of them. Let's watch this battle, see how it plays out. Looks like Painter's going to pull ahead on York. York might lose a spot here to Armstrong. And it looks like he will. Armstrong is going to move into the 5th position in the GoDaddy Chevrolet. Running behind this, John Cheeseman in the 55 iRacing Camaro, currently in the 7th position. Running 8th, Steve Inkman. That Dodge has been pretty hooked up, but he just doesn't seem to have the same thing some of the other Dodge runners do, such as the Zero car that's looked pretty dominant so far. 36 car Glass running in 9th. Looking for a good run today. Been a kind of rocky start to the season for this program. P10, Ron Stout in the 22. He's got Jared Mogard in the 15 and Dylan Luthley in the 63 right on his bumper right now. And it looks like Mogard's going to look for the inside down the backstretch. He's going to take a look into 3. No move just yet from that 15 car. Moving back to P13, we got Dave Daniels. Started on the front row and has faded back a little ways. Doesn't seem to be running quite as strong as his teammate was in that Zero car, but hopefully with the pit stop they can make some adjustments and get up there. Ben White in the 19 is running 14th. Kind of been a quiet day from him so far. I mean, most of the field's been pretty quiet aside from Dave. P15, Reno Jackson, he was up at the front of the field there for a while, but has faded back to the middle of, well, back middle actually of the top 20. Got Molitor Hill right behind him in the 66. Joe Polson, who was a rolling chicane last week, is running 17th. Much better when the car's not destroyed, it seems. Adam Beresford in the 18, in the 1, running 18th. Isaac Groth, number 64, running 19th. And Nate Moorhead will round out the top 20th. As Ziggy takes a look at him here. Nope, nothing doing there into that corner. Cristiano De Sa, looking a little ways back, right up behind Trey Larkin. He's running 25th. Not where these guys want to be running. They are usually much closer to the front. And the last car on the lead lap is Stephen Davis, and somewhere out there, John Van Tiel's had an issue and lost 2 laps in the pits. That'll move Chauncey Redmond up to 39th. And Stephen Davis is not that far from getting lapped. In fact, there's Dave Daniels going behind him. In the shot, the eye, it's like meow. Yeah, this 45 team, all season, they've had a couple of bright spots, but something's been wrong with their cars. I don't know if it's the motor program missing on the setup, but they've just been way off almost every week as soon as they unload, and they just don't get any better. Yeah, he's getting ready to get lapped, and he's 3 seconds behind the next lead lap car. Like, this program needs to get on something, otherwise shortly they're going to find themselves outside the top 20, and with this kind of pace, you're not going to make the field. Be curious to see if when Daniels gets to him, if he can just go straight around him, or if he actually does slow him up any. We've had a change for second. Looks like, yeah, Grant Wyde's dropped back to 5th. Farrell, Painter, and Cheeseman have all gone by him. And it looks like he's continuing to get passed. Yeah, Inkman's gotten around him now, too. In fact, Inkman's starting to come through the field. Maybe that car's coming to life for him. He sends it into turn 3 on the inside of Armstrong. Doesn't quite make it stick, but might get him here on the exit. Looks like he will get him off into turn 1. Next target up the road for him is going to be John Cheeseman. And Daniels has caught Stephen Davis. See if that starts slowing him up or if he gets right around him. Armstrong mounting a counterattack on the 57. Gonna send it on him onto turn 1. Looks like he's gonna get the spot back. Daniel still hasn't gotten around that 45 machine. Let's see what the gap is at the line. Lost about 2/10 there, but I think he finally got to the inside as Inkman makes another charge on the 5. These two might trade back and forth for a little while. Daniels clearing the 45 onto the front stretch. Lost another 2/10 fight in that 45 car, but everybody else will have to get around him too. Quickly approaching the halfway point in this race. My money's on Dave Daniels for the halfway bacon bonus at this point. Racing's been pretty clean, couple of mechanical failures. Had a gearbox failure on the 51 and a motor that let go on the 23. A couple of guys with issues in the pits early. Chauncey Redman and John Van Thiel have both made early pit stops and lost at least a lap each. And Stephen Davis, first car lap on track at speed. Running 38th at the moment. And really just sort of gumming up the works for these leaders. Yeah, I don't see much reason for him to keep blocking this 42. You're already down the lap. Blocking the second place car ain't going to do you any good. Most it'll do is get you a yellow when you get yourself wrecked. And Farrell finally gets the inside of this slow lap car. He should clear him without much more trouble. And I see Broderick Whitman running, where is he running? 32nd. He's had some really good runs this season, but this doesn't look to be one of them. Doug Spark not exactly having the run he would have liked to have had either, running 34th at the moment, and at risk of going a lap down here before too much longer. Yeah, this lap car is mixing the field up a little bit, but I'm not sure the drivers are all that happy about getting blocked and pinned in behind them. Yeah, that 45, it just doesn't have any speed down the straightaway, through the corner. It's all around a bad time. That 83, having made a unscheduled stop earlier and being 2 down, looks like it's actually an okay car now. Maybe he'll get lucky and get at least one of those laps back, but so far it's been a very clean race. Yeah, this zero car has been strong all day. Nobody's been able to even get a bumper to him since the start. Coming up quickly on halfway. Better warm up that griddle. He's going to get himself a bacon bonus at this rate. Been a familiar view for most of the field today. Looking forward to a bumper of the 42 at the tail end of that zero car. It's all most of the field has seen of him today. Starting to close in on him again. Gap's down to just under a third of a second now. I think it's as close as anybody's been all race. He's there. Close enough to touch it now. Gap down to just about nothing. Takes a sniff of the inside, but nothing there yet. Shadowing him here, eating up his mirror. Not really getting any opening yet to make a move. But we got lap traffic ahead. And I think a lap car just dive bombed the second place car. Moved up the track. Either that or it was a mistake. I wish I could turn this camera. No, it's just a bobble. Weird. And we have a caution. Yellow flag on the speedway, trying to figure out what it causes. Ziggy Moonglow with a ton of damage on the front stretch. Let's roll back the tape and find out what led to this series of unfortunate events for Ziggy. See, battling with Desa, Armstrong's blown a motor up ahead, and just in the middle of the track with a blown motor, checks up the whole field, and Ziggy gets piled into. Hit by a good handful of cars. Stephen Davis piles into Molitor Hill. Bunch of cars get mashed on the front stretch because Ziggy can't get going again. A lot of damage to a good number of cars there. Let's see if we can get that from another angle, get a better idea of how many cars we're looking at involved. Yeah, so Armstrong's motor lets go, and Ziggy just piles into the back of him. Kind of reminiscent of Carl Edwards and Ricky Stenhouse. And then as they check up here, Stout hits him. I think he's going to get hit by Stello. Yep, Stello gets him. Reno Jackson gets hit by Molitor Hill, who gets hit by Stephen Davis. Hill then bounces off of Moonglow. Bunch of just argy-bargy here. Rodrigo gets him. Broderick hits Stephen Lowe. And then we finally get it all sorted out. So under caution, for the first time, and we will take the halfway bonus under yellow. It's going to go to the pace car. Handful of guys here, I think, have actually lost the lap under yellow pitting. The 45 has been retired. Between the damage and how far off the pace he is, that's probably a relief for him. And the 5, that motor was toast. That vehicle is out of the show. And I think Mogard just lost a lap under yellow. Bit of a mix-up at the front. Cristiano De Sa moves up to second. Farrell's the leader now. And Dave Daniels drops back to third on the pit stops. So with any luck, everybody should be able to make it from here without needing another stop, so we shouldn't get green flag pit stops. Is that Cheeseman missing a hood? That's going to bode well for him. Yeah, Painter with a ton of rear end damage, so we got some tore up cars that stayed up near the front of this field. Yeah, York's got a ton of damage. Know that I saw where these guys picked up this damage. Let's run it back just to figure out where did Jack Painter get all this damage. Oh, well, glad we went back to see this. There was an incident under yellow. Dave Daniels got turned around somehow. I think the pace car was rolling out here, and he's going by a lap car, and he just piles in the back of the 47. And then, yeah, a bunch of guys piled in behind him. A lot of contact. That's where that's where all these guys got that damage. Well, we've gotten the one to green. We'll see if that damage plays any real role in this race. It probably will. Hard to think it won't. We prepare for the restart. Farrell is the leader. De Sa running second. Dave Daniels back to third. Jack Painter fourth. Dwight York fifth. Ben White sixth. Grant Lyde seventh. Cheeseman with no hood in eighth. Phil Parker ninth, and is that Brandon Raines back in 10th, it looks like. Pace car comes on in. And we're green. Drivers who lost the lap during all that: Jared Mogard, Nate Schuft, Dave Daniels screams to the lead. 42 did not go. Isaac Proth, Alex Stello, Ziggy Moonglow, and Reno Jackson all lost the lap under that. That 42 is in trouble. He's heading for the pits. What was looking like a good day has just turned bad for the 42 crew. We'll have to see if our reporters in pit road can tell us what's going on with this one. This cannot be scheduled. '24 in the pits as well. Our reporters are going to have something to figure out down there. Tires going on the 42. Big gaggle of cars out there on track. No apparent issue for that 42 car, so not clear. We are 3 wide back here. Cheeseman, that car definitely wounded from the contact, going backwards. And Dave Daniels has pulled a 2-second lead. Must not have gotten hurt too badly in that incident under caution. As the 27's coming out of the pits, we've had some weird pit callers here. There must have been some debris out there, cut tires, something going on. We'll see if we can get a report, as I said, down from the pit lane for some of these guys. And Tony Gunk has just taken his car down to the pit lane. And Cristiano de Saz had some issues as well. Bunch of tore up race cars for such a small incident, but it sort of cascaded through the field. When you have a wreck like that on the front stretch, you can tend to do that at a place like this. And I'm not seeing Tony Dunk on track anymore. Where's he gone? Still have him in the running order. He must still be out there somewhere. I must have just missed him. Dave Daniels now with a 2.5 second lead over Jack Painter. There's Tony Dunk resuming. And he'll resume directly behind the leader. Yeah, this is a big gap for Daniels to have. I don't know if it'll hold, though. Field pretty bunched up still from the restart. Couple of stragglers off the back. Ben White coming on a charge through the field up to third. And this race car still looks pretty clean. Let's hop aboard the Old Dominion Freight Lines Pontiac number 19. See how this car is running. As Trey Larkin, I see in the pits. There must be some damage that these guys elected not to fix that they're finding under green. Those were interesting skid marks down the backstretch that I hadn't seen before. There's no yellow. There may have been another incident under that previous caution that we did not notice. White's starting to pull up on the bumper here. This somewhat damaged 33 car for second. I think he's got a better car. I just don't know if he's got a better setup under it. He's going to have a look off into one, going for second. And we got a car blowing smoke down the back stretch. Trying to get eyes on who it is. Is that the 85? No, that's Dylan Lupin, the 63 into the pits, billowing smoke. And that car has just been, as I'm told, retired. They say it was a gearbox issue. That's an awful lot of smoke for a gearbox. Ben White now takes second place. Let's see if he can close this gap to the leader. Nothing doing that lap. not making any ground. That 0 car, even with the damage, is still a very strong car. Well, after being 30th for the first half of the race, Broderick Whitman's moved up to 11th. Having a look here at Phil Parker in the Dr. Kelp Chevy. After all, how can I eat this pizza without my diet Dr. Kelp? And the Diet Dr. Kelp machine has just gone up in smoke. There goes the top 10 finish for Phil Parker. We'll see if maybe it's just a hose that's come off, but that's looking fairly catastrophic for Parker. And into the pits he comes. There's the "he's dead" Jim sign. That car has been retired from the race. Attrition really picking up here in the latter stages of the race. Dave Daniels still leading by over 3 seconds. Adam Beresford making a move, trying to move himself up in the field here. Andy Will, what is going on behind him there? What did I just see? 85 just dove into the pits. That looked really late of a dive. Wait, come on, hit the play button. Stupid idiot. I just saw him like halfway down the backstretch. I just saw him jump to the pit lane. Comes in really hot. He really almost didn't make that. Putting tires on that car. Might have had a flat, might have been fender rub. Look at all that right side damage. I wouldn't be surprised if it was rubbing on a tire. Thanks for that.
You've been talking to yourself this whole time?
Mostly.
Nice.
Yes, we've had one caution for a blown motor that turned into a massive pileup. And then they did some argy-bargy under caution, so we got a bunch of beat-up race cars, and Dave Daniels has the dominant
Hey, it's
car
Delta.
today. It's what?
Delta.
Oh, yes, the airline, yes.
My new favorite airline.
What, you're saying your favorite airline isn't Ryanair?
Not Frontier. Unless I'm flying, like, to the next state over.
Let's see, is White making any time on the leader? He might be making a little as the leader deals with some of this traffic, but...
Hey, it's the range of my wireless keyboard's not so good. Trying to type in flights to Milwaukee and I got...
You got fucked in the what?
Yeah.
Let's see, to recap, vehicles out of the race, 51 of Charles White, the 23 of Brian Lowe, the 45 of Stephen Davis, the 5 of JT Armstrong, the 63 of Dylan Muffley, and the 79 of Philip Parker is the latest retirement. Stephen Lowe had issues, is running 4 laps down. John Van Thiel had issues, running 2 laps down. Tony Gunk issues, 2 laps down.
I could fly Detroit to Milwaukee, Delta round trip for $238, and it's an 8-minute flight.
Well, there's a time zone change, but yes.
a net 8-minute flight, and then the flight back will be 2 hours and 8 minutes.
You seeing why the airlines work in Zulu?
Yeah.
Oh, Zach, do you like this new pace car?
Wow.
We've only seen it twice today, on the initial start and for the one caution. Hopefully we don't see too much of it out on the track, but needed to get it some camera time there. Damn it. Gotta get a higher car number when I want to do that. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm glad I tweaked this camera. The default camera file, like the ticker, was covering the into the pit wall there. Like, what the hell
Nice.
is that camera? Well, White is reeling in Daniels now, but he's got 3 lap cars to get through. Yeah, he lost 4 tenths when he finally caught the lap cars. I really hope this, what is it, 40th for Stephen Davis? Yeah, maybe that'll finally get that slow piece of junk out of the top 20. Man, Redmond would love to get around that 0 and then get a caution. He had an issue very early on and lost a lap, and just hasn't been able to get it back.
On one hand, I kind of would have thought Tony would have been back for this, but on the other hand, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's peak Tony, isn't it? Yeah, White's reeling him in clean air.
This is fucking stupid.
What is
I
it?
can fly direct Detroit to Milwaukee, or I can fly Cleveland to Milwaukee with a stop in Detroit.
Well, there you go. Why not go Cleveland to Midway?
Because I want to go to Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to see if maybe there's a weekend I can go hang out with Dog. Probably in August, because there's only one dark race in August, so if there's ever a time of the season that I might get a day out or a vacation, a long weekend, it'd be that.
Yeah, I swear he hasn't been on today. That blimp is just absolutely screaming through the sky.
Yes.
Somebody's just come into the pits, and I can't tell who that is from here. It's the 47 in the pits. And back away. Yeah, the 19 needs to get around these 2 lap cars if he really wants a chance. Like, it feels like he's marginally faster. Nobody's been able to get to the 0 today. He only lost the lead under yellow. Later, we'll be catching some of the slower lead lap cars here soon, though. Aren't many laps to go, though. We're coming up on the final quarter of this race. Dave's pulling away again. It's now at 2 1/3. But the lap cars are just not helping Ben at the moment. I think it's Ben. It's either Ben or Brian. I'm pretty sure it's Ben White and Brian Phillips, right? some grade A commentator I is. .47 on his way out of the pits actually looks to have a lot more pace than anybody else out on the track. As Daniels gets around Molitor Hill's really destroyed Dollar General machine. And 47 is going to make a move on the leader. And go right around him. And White's not gaining at all anymore. The traffic's not helping him. Got around one of them. Well, here's a little bit of a scrap. Doug Spark, Troy Torgerson, and Joe Polson battling for, what is that, 13th? Yep, the 13th spot. Looks like they both pull it away from Polson. Let's see, does Torgerson have anything for Doug Spark, who's having a pretty good day here, running 13th. Polson coming back on Torgerson now. He's going to take a look at the inside into turn 3. Gets the run off the corner too. I think he's got him. And that's a completed pass for the 007. So 47's running 28th. He's the last car one lap down, but he's now catching guys who are on his lap here pretty quickly. And he went in and got tires, so he's quick right now. He's making time with it. Ben White's still trying to pick his way through traffic. He's too far back. 3 seconds is not a gap I think he's really going to claw back without a lot of help here. Cheeseman out here with a lot of damage. Hood ripped off of that car due to an incident earlier. Barely hanging on really at this point. He's one of the last cars on the lead lap. Just hoping to bring it home. A top 20 with a car like this would be a pretty good day.
am back.
Welcome back, Spears. We got
Hello.
about 40 to go in the Bonanza Memphis race.
Damn, that was quick.
We've only had
And
one caution.
And I found out that I can either fly direct Detroit to Milwaukee, or I can fly Cleveland to Milwaukee with a stop in Detroit.
Very
Oddly,
exciting.
A car
Yes.
is gaining on the leader. The 15 is gaining 2/10 a lap, but he's 18 seconds back in 18, so I don't think he's going to get there.
How's his 55 and 17th?
He was on the lead lap when he got this damage in the only caution. He's slowly.
Why aren't they
slowly
doing like
trading
200 miles an hour around here?
back. We're not going to do 200 miles an hour in Memphis.
Why is this a realistic race?
It'll be a few weeks before we see 200 miles an hour. I believe next week Richmond, then Martinsville, then Bristol, then Talladega, where we will absolutely be doing insane speeds and killing people.
Beers, what is your take on the events at the Circuit of the Americas Speedway?
I don't feel bad for AJ, because he started it. Feel bad for Bowman.
Yeah, I feel bad for anybody in this equation. Bowman, because he's just like, hey, I'm gonna win. Dead.
Well, you know, this is what happens when you're a hack.
Did I see it right that he's leading the points?
Yes, he is. He's actually turning a corner.
What the fuck?
Unfortunately, the points don't matter.
Not.
Well, his consistency sure matters.
Not when you want to win a championship.
They matter if you want to get into the playoffs. Once the playoff chase thing starts, then really only playoff points matter.
I think Mogart's going to get here to the 55 and the 90 before the end of the race and probably get the slots.
I wonder what the betting odds are that somebody will be behind Brad Keselowski in playoff points by the time the reset happens. I wonder what the odds of that are.
I don't know, but that would really be really interesting. If he can climb out of it.
He ended up 14th today, which I think, all things considered, of his weekend from I'm gonna fucking kill myself, I think 14th is a decent day, I guess.
They had 2 decent days back to back, so now they need to just
Win
yeah.
and not get suspended. See, how did I do today? The Fox Super 6. 2 out of 6. Hell yeah, dude.
Woo!
Yeah, man, I finished in the top 82%.
Ouch.
Woo! I finished. Yeah, me and 113,000 other people got 2 things right. And as I said in the broadcast, 30 some people will split. Grand prize.
Jared is reeling in Cheeseman into Corsi here.
So
He's there.
I probably wouldn't be eligible to win anything off NASCAR Super 6. Unless it's a cup race, I don't know. Maybe I
Well,
would.
what are the eligibility requirements?
I don't know. I don't give a shit. I'll just keep entering them until they tell me I can't.
Look at that blurry Coast Guard. He's going to go for the spot here.
I mean, obviously, if I'm like Brad
Member
Keselowski, I
joined.
can't enter it.
Whoa, way up the racetrack.
Hey, there he is. Tell me, there's like 30 to go,
47
man.
goes by him.
See the cup race?
Cheeseman fighting back. This is a fight for 17th.
Yeah, no, I didn't really feel bad for him because he's not running for points, and 2, the way that he kind of, when he knew Ross was going to do that after doing that to him, he was just hoping he could pull away,
Yes.
which he did not.
Oh, the other hope is that Bowman gets alongside of him, and he can't bother to get back to you because he's having to fight Bowman. That just didn't
Which
play
is
out.
kind of what happened. It's just Ross drove it in so deep in that second or third to last corner or whatever that he just went right by Bowman.
Yeah, I felt
I'm
bad
gonna
for
say
Bowman,
this.
but the fact that he still finished,
That
well,
kind of
it's
thing.
like, yeah, okay. Could have been a lot worse.
Hey, and
Bowman
let's give it
wasn't
up.
winning that race. Like,
Let's give it up. Boris said 26.
with 2 penalties.
Damn, he actually climbed out of it. Nice.
Lead
Like-
lap finish.
If Chastain doesn't punt Allmendinger there into Bowman, Allmendinger's still going to go in there and run Bowman all the way to the arm, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Boris said, you know, looking at that, if he didn't commit those 2 penalties, he probably would have finished around 20th.
He probably would have won the race.
Yeah. As much as I would have loved to see that.
Jesus Christ. Would have been awful.
So, Tony, who are you curious about where they're running in this race? Good.
Really kind of regret now because we have the 3 hours of downtime after tech before practice on Friday. I should have went and tried to find Boris and said hello. 'Cause I'm not like a nerd. I don't want to be like that guy who like works for a race team that goes around like, hey, it's Dale Jr. Can you sign my hat? But if it's somebody like Boris said, that's just a guy. I'd be like, hey man, how you doing? Just want to say hello and
Isn't that basically what Brad Perez does?
yeah.
It's like, yeah, hell yeah, he made the race. Okay, cool.
I don't know who you are.
I know who you are. Hey, he finally gets around the 90, and Jared will move into the 16th spot. If only he had gotten a caution. He got his lap back the hard way, but he's not going to get a caution, I don't think.
Looks like a pretty good race.
Yeah, not at the front it ain't, Ben. Dave Daniels has been dominant. He only lost the lead during the only caution.
For a short track, the intervals are pretty good. You got like 16 cars still on the lead lap after 180 laps. It's pretty good.
Yeah, caution came out about halfway. A bunch of guys did unscheduled stops to get down a lap, so. And Broderick went from being 32nd before the yellow to now in the top 10. Yes, Tony, do you want to see our nice shiny pace car?
Sure.
Right, pace car's at the top, not the bottom.
I'm all for that.
I threw that together during the F1 race, during the lull before they lost their minds. I really hope that this finish will knock Stephen Davis out of the top 20 so we can stop having that slow piece of junk in the field.
Nah, I want him in there.
Well, he's getting a 40th today. And I think he was 19th in points coming in.
He's had a really bad year. It kind of mimics the year you've had in Extravaganza.
Yeah, but oh, problems for Steve Inkman.
Oh.
Cars slow down the front stretch. Oh, he gets clipped by Broderick. Hopefully he can find his way back to the pits without causing a calamity.
Wow. Guess who won the last Truck Series race at Sonoma?
Boris said.
Yep.
Said.
Wonder who's going to win the next one. Will it be
Boris
Boris said? God, that'd be hilarious, but totally not going to happen.
And Inkman brings it into the pits. It was carrying a decent amount of speed, but well off the pace. Certainly faster when the 51 limped in at 13 miles an hour. Man, I was pissed. When I was making my HelloFresh meal during the race, I was supposed to have potato wedges. The
What'd you
potatoes
make?
were mush, so I had to make mashed potatoes instead with some mashed potato mix I have.
You know,
Looks
you
like
said
regular
that so
potatoes.
fast, I thought it was hella fresh.
What did you make?
It was some Monterey Ranch chicken with carrots.
Oh, I've
in it.
had that one.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I had to substitute potato wedges though for mashed potatoes because potatoes were inedible. So I had to use some mashed potato mix I had. Well, Dave Daniels still leads by about 2 seconds over Ben White, who just can't get around these lap cars to even really do anything about it.
That has the shit to fry it in, right?
Do what?
Like the crumbly shit.
The panko?
Yeah, is it panko?
Yeah. Well, he gets around Tony Gunk, but he's now lost half a second on the lead again. He keeps making up time, and then he gets just blocked by lap traffic. And I think this is Dave Daniels' race to lose, although a late caution to throw everything into the mix. But
Gotcha.
Inspection over yet? Is it clear, official?
Hi, JP.
I haven't
Hey.
seen.
Do you, what was I about to say?
Are you going to the mall later?
No, he's not going into the mall.
Not a big fan of them all.
I haven't been to the mall in quite a while.
are you going to sell an
Actually.
Arthur head screwdriver?
They don't have room on the shelves for that.
I don't see any tweets about tech yet.
Do you want to run USF 2000 at Lime Rock Park?
Does he even have that car?
That sounds kind of fun, but I'll pass. Are you gonna run USFs at Lime Rock Park?
I was if you were going to, but I guess I eat my own ass.
Tony, do you even have the USF 2000?
Probably not.
I'm gonna be straightforward. I don't even know what that is, sir.
I don't either. I don't even have it.
It's like the D-level IndyCar series.
Why do you?
Or
You should
D-level.
have it.
So the ranks. There's IndyCar, Indy Lights, I think Pro Mazda, then or whatever that Indy Pro 2000. Then
Do we
USF
have Indy
2000.
Light?
We do not have Indy Lights.
You have everything else.
Yeah, we have everything else in that ladder, but we don't have Indy Lights. Here's hoping we can get an Indy Lights car, and the fixed C IndyCar series can just become the Indy Lights series.
Yes, we could probably move Indy to a series.
Well, coming up on 10 to go, Dave Daniels leads by 2.5 seconds. It's honestly about the biggest lead he's had all day, too. Well, I think he was up to 3, but before the yellow, we had cars right up at the front together, but nobody's been able to get to him since the caution. That little bit of damage he picked up under yellow has not hindered him much. 10 more laps around Memphis, and Ron Stout really kind of looks like he wants to wreck the leader. Man, if he would get up there and race this leader, that might help Ben White make up some time. Tony, what Richmond version do you usually run? Is it the BBMC?
Yeah.
Alright, I think that was the version I had lined up for next week. And you run it in arcade doing 200 miles an hour with the grip crank right up, right?
I think I run it in sim at 107%.
With the grip cranked up doing 200 miles an hour.
No.
Would you like to run Radicals at Road America?
Probably not today.
Would you like to run Tour Mods at Five Flags?
Probably not today, but thank
Should I
you
stop
for asking.
Okay.
Quit asking.
Would you like to run C Open at the worst road course in America?
I think I'll pass today.
Would you like to play Uno?
We haven't done that in a while.
Oh, that was the thing you guys really did, wasn't it?
Yeah, we played Uno, and what was the other one we played?
Connect 4?
No.
Crazy 8s?
Yahtzee, yeah, we played Yahtzee.
I mean, we could just grab dice and play Yahtzee. 5 laps to go. Dave Daniels continues to lead by over 2 seconds. Gap
Man,
not really
good-
coming
good.
down.
Good game of Yahtzee, guys. Tim, I'm impressed. You rolled 26 Yahtzees.
I mean, at a certain point, you don't want a Yahtzee, but,
No, I think you'd want one on every roll if you could.
well, no, because you need to get, like, the straights and the full house and that.
No, because when you get a bonus Yahtzee...
Every time you get a bonus,
yeah.
you would dominate the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
if you
have
get
to look at the
the-
scorecard. 'Cause thought
I think it's 100 points for the bonus Yahtzee, and then you get to like pick any one of the things to like fill in.
When you run out of bonuses, yeah.
Yeah,
A
so you
never
just
gotten
take
Yahtzee
the
that
30
many
bonus.
Yahtzee.
points.
A Yahtzee bonus is 100. I slay when I play with my grandparents. I always get 3 Yahtzees. At least one game I play. So each time you get an extra one, it's 100 points. So if you get 3 Yahtzees in a game, you've already won.
Wait, this dude's good at Yahtzee?
Yeah, and then like you could, if you want, you could just take the 40 points for the straight right there, or you could just like if you get a Yahtzee on sixes, a bonus Yahtzee on sixes, you take the 100 points for the bonus, and then you take like the 30 points for the dice and put that on your sixes, and then boom, you get your
2
bonus
laps
up
to
top.
go. Dave Daniels looks like he's got this comfortably as long as the car holds together for him.
Fucking clown.
Oh, Piazza, you missed out tonight, dude. Well, you were asking when the last time an NHL team scored 10 goals. Oh, the Penguins put 11 on the Red Wings tonight.
Nice.
White flag in the air for Dave Daniels as the lap car really looks like it wants to wreck him every lap in one. Just has to cruise to victory now, Dave Daniels, coming through 3 and 4. Coming off of turn 4, Dave Daniels is going to win the Graceland 200 from Memphis. And Ben White's going to come home second.
Nate Moorhead had a good day.
Nate Moorhead brings it home in 4th. Rod Weston getting him on the last lap. Brandon Rains comes home 5th. Jack Painter comes home 6th. Joel Polson, good finish in 7th for the 007. Adam Beresford brings the 1 car home in 8th. Connor Babel, pretty good day considering the season, comes home 9th. Broderick Whitman recovers from an early run in the 30s to finish 10th. Troy Torgerson 11th. Grant Lyde in 12th. Was it Chad Glass in the 36? Right, I get the 36 and 34 confused. 34's not even in this race. Yeah, Chad Glass comes home 13th. Jared Mogard 14th, having restarted a lap down, finishes on the lead lap in 14th. That's a good recovery. Doug Spark with a 15th. James DeCourcy 16th, and Jonathan Cheeseman hangs on the lead lap, finishes 17th. Chauncey Redmond 18th, having been a lap down nearly the whole day. Trey Larkin 20th. Other highlights: Cristiano De Sa 21st. Leader on the final restart, Bobby Farrell, comes home 25th after an unscheduled stop. Tony Gunk 32nd, 3 laps down. Stephen Lowe 4 laps down with issues. Retirements: Philip Parker, Dylan Luthley, JT Armstrong, Stephen Davis, Brian Lowe, and Charles White, all retired from the event. And I nearly forgot to save the export. That would have been annoying.
Well, Tim, the good news is if we want to try and get a C open in, it would appear that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions have split, and they all split once so far this week.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's a popular track, is it?
I'm going into practice session 792 if you'd like to join me. I'm here for
let me
a little bit.
Points taken care of first. I could stand to get angry tonight. So let's see.
I'm already hearing voices.
Top 20 in points. Dave Daniels now leads. Broderick Whitman has moved to 2nd, if he wasn't there already. Adam Beresford 3rd. Ben White 4th. Chauncey Redmond 5th. Philip Parker 6th. Ziggy Mungo 7th. Brian Lowe 8th. Joe Polson 9th. Cristiano Design 10th. John Cheeseman in 12th. Ron Stout 3rd. Nope, John Cheeseman's 11th. Ron Stout's 12th. Mogard is 13th. Farrell 14th. JT Armstrong 15th. Dwight York 16th. Jack Painter 17th. Stephen Lowe 18th. Alex Dello 19th. Doug Spark, last provisional for next week. Where has Stephen Davis slipped to? Stephen Davis, 25th, will not be locked into the show going forward. Any thoughts on that, Tony?
Can you repeat all of that?
No, please don't. Send them link to the export.
I mean, it's about to get uploaded, so give me a moment, Tony, and I'll
Hi, Doug. Years.
Not me, you motherfucker. Look at the
Whoever the
fucking
fuck
name.
you are.
Look
Dog,
at the fucking name and team.
you guys come in here with your fucking Mickey Mouse names. I can never figure out who the fuck's who.
You can easily tell who is who.
All right, Tony, there you go. Now you can see the points on the stream, I think. Yeah, there you go.
My names are never capitalized.
That's true.
My
That's
names,
true.
words, phrases.
Yeah,
Blurs.
I have
Down.
noticed that. His is never capitalized.
Thank you.
Broderick is having a pretty killer season so far.
Yes, six races, 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, and a DNF, but he's second in points. Yeah, he moved up 2 spots. Dave Daniels went up 10. Ben White went up 10. Phil down 4. Ziggy down 4. Brian Lowe down 7. How many did Stephen Davis lost 5? So yeah, he went from 20th to 25th. I don't know that he'll make another show with how bad that car is. Although I didn't think John Hussey would make any shows, so shows what I know.